think I've got everything set up now. Hey guys, it's Tamara Bennett from Southern Adoornments Decor, and today we're painting my very favorite state in the United States. My home state, Kentucky. Look how cute this is. I designed this one with a horse and like a horseshoe and then the little flowers because it made me think of like the Kentucky Derby and like the laurels that they put around the horses after they win the race. And so a couple of Fridays ago, we had 5 designs released that were different states, and they each weren't just the shape of the state. They each had something on them that kind of like let you know what that state's known for. And so Kentucky is obviously known for the Derby and for its horses. There was a Tennessee one. On that one, I put mountains and trees and music notes and a guitar because obviously Tennessee is known for music and the mountains, like the Smoky Mountains. We also had Georgia, and so it's obviously got a peach on it because it's known for its peaches. Hey, Carolyn. Hello. Y'all say hi as you come in. Tell me what state you're watching from. Hey, Susie. And then we had North Carolina, and it had some, I think, dogwood blossoms on it. I didn't design that one. Sarah did because she's from North Carolina. And we had Louisiana. Erica Wallace designed that one because she's from Louisiana. So it has a Mardi Gras sort of feel to it. And we do plan to release more states in the future, so let us know what state you would like to see us do next. Melissa says Texas. I definitely think Texas needs to be one of the next ones we do because we have so many of you guys from Texas who watch us. I see somebody from Michelle from Texas on TikTok. So I'm live on TikTok and Facebook today. And am I holding this the right direction? Like, does it, or I bet I need to, I was like confused because I need to mirror it on TikTok. There we go. Now it's facing the right direction for both of you. Holding it this direction and looking at it, I was like, it feels wrong. Hi, Tanya from Virginia and Jolene from Texas. Carolyn's watching from Shelbyville, Georgia. Okay, so somebody said, what did I miss? The ad was long. Oh, you didn't miss anything. I was just explaining about the state shapes that we have. We only have 5 of them designed so far. It's going to take us a while to get through all 50 states, but we're trying to start with the ones that are probably have the most amount of our customers in those states. And so Texas is definitely high up on the list to do next. And Alabama. I definitely think Alabama should be in that list next. Stacy says Mississippi. Our southern states have a lot of customers, so I think those definitely need to be next. So we're going to paint Kentucky today, and I'm pulling colors from all 5 of these new paint pack sets. So I don't know if you guys have seen these on the Deco Art website, but they were designed for me and my customers. This is the holiday paint set. I just love the colors in this. So we'll be using a couple of colors out of each of these packs. There is this autumn pack. Notice all of the nice muted tones in these colors. And then there is my favorite of all, the rainbow pack. Look at all those gorgeous colors. And so we're going to be using a few paints from each one of these. And I did put the links to all of those up in the video description if you want to check them out. How many of you guys took advantage of the Black Friday sales on our website, on Deco Art's website? Or where did you buy from? Where did you shop from the most? I got out and actually went Black Friday shopping and probably spent way too much. But I did knock out almost everybody on my list, so that was really nice. Last night, I went into Bath and Body Works, and I came out carrying like 2 big bags. My husband's like, what'd you do, buy every last bottle of soap they had? I'm like, yeah, these are teacher gifts. So if you're one of my kids' teachers, surprise, you're going to get soap. Who doesn't love soap? It's a good, like, consumable gift. Is there going to be a retreat this coming year? Cindy, yes, ma'am. There's going to be a Southern Adoornments Live in Dallas, Texas, July 15th and 16th. So mark your calendars, July 15th and 16th. And we hope to start selling tickets for that in December, which December starts tomorrow. So we are going to start selling tickets tomorrow, but it will be in the next couple of weeks. So if you haven't told your husband or your mom or whoever what you're wanting for Christmas this year, just tell them that you want them to buy you a ticket when the tickets go on sale. Or you just want money to go towards your ticket, whatever you want to do. You got some great stencils, Janine. You ordered all 3 sets of those. Awesome, Renee. You're going to love these. Melissa went camping, so the signal was horrible. Oh, no. You didn't get much shopping done. You haven't even started with Christmas presents. Well, I actually put my tree up this weekend, and for the first time ever, I had all my presents wrapped before the tree was up. So after the tree was up, we just stuffed them all into there. It's like, boom, magic. It was like all done. It was so nice. All right, I'm going to get busy painting instead of talking. So the first color I'm going to use is this baby blue color, because we're known as the bluegrass state, right? So I'm picking this baby blue, and we're going to use this sort of as our base coat. I may actually do a drop of this teal. It's called Desert Turquoise in with the baby blue, because I want to tint it sort of a teal color. And then we're going to do polka dots in a darker teal shade. So I'm going to take the baby blue and just do maybe 3 drops of this Desert Turquoise. And then we're just going to mix it with the bottom of our paintbrush. Don't be afraid to mix paints, you guys. All right, I'm adding 3 more drops because that was not enough. Don't be afraid to mix paints, and you can make your own custom colors. Cindy bought several templates. You got blanks and paint from Decor. Awesome, Lynn. Hey, Cindy from North Carolina. Okay, I'm liking this color. I'm gonna need a little bit more of the Desert Turquoise, I feel like. I'm trying to make sort of an in-between turquoise and baby blue color. That way it's like a soft sort of color. I like that. It's not exactly turquoise, but I like this color, so we're gonna go with it. So I've got a flat tip brush. These are some of Decor Arts brushes. This one's 1 inch wide, and I've wet it already. So I'm just gonna pick up my color, and we're gonna paint this all around not on the horseshoe or the horse, but all around it. And I'm using one of our etched blanks, so the lines are already etched in the surface. So I can just paint around them. It's very simple. I didn't have to draw anything on here, which was really nice. So if you haven't tried painting on one of these kind of blanks before, definitely check those out at shopdoorhangers.com. I know a lot of you guys bought some during our Black Friday sale. So I am going to be shipping those out in the next few days. So please be patient with us. Right now, they're all being cut. And so that's going to take a little bit of time. So our shipping times may be a little slower than normal, but we will get them to you as soon as possible. I appreciate so much all of you guys supporting me on Black Friday and shopping. For some reason, it's not showing me comments right now. Let me see if I... Ooh. I'm a mess. Let me see if I can pull them up here on my my computer. Mute it so I don't hear myself. Here we go. Now I should be able to see them. How much will your tickets be? We haven't announced the ticket price yet. We know what it is, but we aren't announcing that to the public just yet. You got blanks ordered from me. I already read that comment. So we're just giving this a base coat of this blue, pretty blue color. And then we're going to add polka dots. So once you kind of get it covered, I like to kind of dip back in the paint, maybe even get just a little bit of water. And I take my brush and I just kind of go back and forth in longer sweeping motions. And it kind of smooths out the paint. And sometimes, if I'm lucky, it makes it to where I don't even have to paint a second coat, because it kind of smooths out what's on there and I get better coverage from what I've already put on there. So that already looks pretty good. Okay, so now we need to go in between the horseshoe and the horse. I keep having to think of what this thing is called. The horseshoe and the horse, and we're just going to go in between there with the blue. So I'm making a thinner stroke with my brush by turning it up on its end and doing it like this instead of laying it flat. That's why one of the reasons why I like these flat tip brushes so much is I feel like they're so versatile. I can kind of cover a larger area faster because I can kind of turn it up like this and kind of squeeze in a skinny area and just fill something in so much faster. I'm going to get up here by the hair, which if I do get some on, I'm not really concerned about staying inside the lines as much right through there, because that brown that I'm going to paint the horse's hair will cover this blue just fine. Okay, make sure we got good coverage. Then we're going to go over here on, I've got to look at my picture. This is hair. This is horse. up here is a little spot of blue. I printed out my picture because sometimes with the flowing hair and all that, it's hard to tell what's supposed to be what. And then this little area is blue on the outside of the horseshoe right through here. I hope you can come too, Lynn. It'll be a lot of fun. Definitely bring your daughter. Rebecca says, I'm a newbie. I'm from upstate New York. Well, Rebecca, do you know what a door hanger even is? Because I think a lot of people up north aren't even aware what they are. So this is something that you could hang up on your door. You could even hang it up on like your walls inside your home. But they were originally intended to hang up on the front door and kind of welcome people to your home. And they kind of started out as a bigger deal in the South, but there are lots of my customers up north who have started to kind of expand the people's knowledge of what a door hanger is, and they're catching on. All right, so we've got all the blue areas painted. What's the event all about? So it's kind of like a crafting retreat. We're going to be crafting all day for 2 days straight. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be in Dallas, Texas. And we'll do, almost all of them will be like painting crafts of some kind. We're not selling tickets yet, LaDonna. Somebody just asked about it, and so I was answering a few questions. We will be selling tickets in the next few weeks, though. Before Christmas, we plan to start selling tickets. We've still got a few details to hammer out. You want to get a pack of the brushes. They are on Decor's website. Rhonda, if you will click the link to the paint packs up above, that'll take you straight to their shop, and you can just go to the category that says brushes. Look for like the beginner's sets, maybe. Aw, thank you, Amy. You're so sweet. What are the dates? July 15th and 16th. So circle those on your calendar. All right, let's go ahead and paint the gray part of the, what am I trying to say? Horseshoe. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and use this gray sky. It's not in any of these paint packs. If you don't have gray sky, just take a little bit of white and put like a drop of black in it, and you could easily make it. But for sake of time, I'm just going to go ahead and use this gray I already have instead of mixing some. This is the gray sky color is a good base coat gray. If you need like a gray that's good for just about anything. It's not exactly like it's not like a warm gray. It's kind of a cool gray. I feel like it just goes with everything. It's a good one to have on hand. Okay, I'm kind of painting over my flowers down here at the bottom too. It's okay. Don't panic, it's okay. Actually, let's go ahead and paint our flowers gray because gray is a great base coat color if you're going to use it under like reds. And I'm going to be using some pinkish red. So I think that would probably be the same sort of concept. So I'm just going to go ahead and paint my flowers gray on purpose so that I've got kind of a primer under my red paint. And it will cover up the wood grain better than just red paint will. And then go on up this way and paint this side of the horseshoe. We'll be giving away some happy mail here in a few minutes. If you want to win some happy mail, I will send you something in the mail. Let's see. Let me think. Let's name the horse on our state. Think of a name for the horse and comment it. And I will pick a random person in the comments to win some happy mail. You love these state door hangers? Ooh, a magnolia would be beautiful on Mississippi. I'll keep that in mind, Doris. I think Mississippi is definitely one of the states we need to do next. We have lots of Mississippi people watching. Mississippi and Texas for sure. All right, I'm doing a quick second coat on some of the areas that look a little thin while you guys are commenting names for our horse. Oh, Aaliyah's watching. I'll let Aaliyah pick a winner. How about that? Aaliyah, since you're watching. Mr. Ed. This is going to be a girly looking horse though. I don't know about Mr. Ed. She looks kind of like a female with the way her hair is like swooshing and flying in the wind. And then all these, of course, I mean, a male horse could have flowers also because, you know, they might have won the race and gotten the flowers. Bourbon, yeah, for Kentucky. Dixie, I love Dixie. That's cute. Charlie's a great name for the horse. My daughter's name's Charlie, actually. Molly. I like that. Oakley. I used to have a dog named Oakley. Rapunzel. Darby, Rosetta, Lady, Rose. You guys are so awesome. Luna, Lucy, Ginger. I like the names on TikTok. Good job, ladies. Let's see. I also need a teeny tiny polka dot. I'm thinking that might be too small. I might want to go with this one. We have these sponge pouncers in our shop, but they come in like 4 or 5 different sizes. You get 20 of them, and they are so handy. So I'm going to show you here in a second how I'm going to do the polka dots. I was looking to see if Aaliyah had picked a winner yet. I'm watching the comments to see. She biscuit. That's so funny, Kristen. I love a good pun. Love it. Funny story. So back in the day when my husband and I were dating, he used to play Halo on Xbox. It's like a shooter game, you know. And I wanted to spend time with him, so I would play too. So I had to have a cool name. Well, my first name is Tamara. And so I'm like, what could I do that's like kind of a pun with Tamara? And so I came up with Taminator, you know, kind of like the Terminator. I'm the Taminator. And to this day, we still laugh about that name. So funny. Chester. Oh, I see our winner. Our winner is Annette Faulkner. Annette, if you are still watching, if you will email us at info@southernadornmentsdecor.com and give us your address, we will send you some happy mail. Okay, so this desert turquoise, I'm going to use this to do some polka dots on our Kentucky. And I'm going to use our little sponge pouncers. So I've put some here in my egg carton. And we're just going to make sure the entire base of our sponge pouncer is covered. Oh, there's a piece of fuzz on it too. And a hair, cat hair of all things. Scrape off the excess on the edge of your paint carton. Because you don't want it to look shiny like it's got a lot of paint on it. Because that's going to make it easier to get polka dots without having a whole bunch of bubbles. So now I can just make my little polka dots. And I also like to get out a piece of sticky note, because I can kind of use that to lay on top of areas where I want to put half of a polka dot, and it doesn't mess things up. So looky there. I just did half of a polka dot right there with my sticky note. And I can do several polka dots before I have to re-dip in the paint. So we're just going to pepper some of these through here. Let's put like a half a dot right there. We'll get some more paint. Scrape it off. And now let's do some in this area right here. Half on, half off. And then there's a little trick for doing polka dots. If you don't want your polka dots to look weirdly spaced, I like to do them in triangular patterns. I'll show you that over here where there's more space to work with. But doing them kind of in a triangle pattern will make it where they don't feel like you've got a weird dot floating out in an odd space. Some of them I'm not even worrying about getting on top of the horse because we haven't painted the horse yet. So that's why we're doing the dots now. Let me get some more paint. Okay, and then over here, let me do one half on and half off of the horseshoe, and then we'll work off of that dot. So we're starting with a dot right here in this little spot. Now to do our next dot, let's go out and put one little ways away, and then we're going to take those 2 dots and we're going to kind of draw an imaginary triangle in our mind with those dots. 1, 2, 3. So our next dot will go right here, and you should be able to draw an imaginary triangle between the dots. So we're going to take the last 2 and make another triangle with the next dot, and just continue in your mind creating little imaginary triangles for your dot placement. Hang on, I need some more of that color. You feel like us on TikTok didn't get a chance for Happy Mail. I guarantee you Aaliyah is watching both places because she pulls it up and she watches both places. We'll be doing Happy Mail again here in just a little bit. And sometimes we intentionally just pick somebody off of TikTok. So if you guys are still watching when we do Happy Mail here in a little bit, we'll pick somebody off of there as well. Corey says I'm using the wrong color for Kentucky. I'm not going for UK blue, okay? I'm just going for a pretty sort of blue. Corey was on Facebook Live here on my page Sunday night. Did you guys watch that? He and my husband Michael did a Facebook Live showing off their favorite hunting gear items. It was fun. They did a good job. Okay, so now we're covered in polka dots. Let me show you what it looks like. Ta-da! Super easy. If you have the problem of having like bubbles in your polka dots, it could be because your paint is too thin or because you've got too much paint on your sponge pouncer. Because look, all of these do not have dots or do not have bubbles in them. I put as little of paint on there as I could. They still have a little bit of a texture, but that's perfectly normal. So just let it be. It's okay if our paint has texture. It's paint after all. Cynthia, you loved the live that my husband and Uncle Corey did. What's the horse's name? Oh, what was the horse's name that Annette chose? I didn't even catch that. What did we end up naming it? The guys did such a good job. They were so nervous. Oh, you're painting door hangers right now, Hannah? Yep. Aaliyah is watching on TikTok too. Hers is fruit from my hands. You'll have to remind me what the horse's name was. I didn't catch it. I was too busy talking. All right, I'm going to dry this just... no, actually, I think it is already dry. I was going to dry the horse's face, but I think it's already dry. Okay, so the horse's body or face needs to be a lighter shade of brown than the hair. So I'm going with this milk chocolate color. It's a real nice brown. And then we're going to paint the hair in a darker brown. So let's see. I think I'm going to size down with the size of my brush. So I'm going to go for a slightly smaller flat tip brush. I'm going to dampen it just a little. Get all the excess water off of it. Dip it in our brown. And then we're just going to start up here at the ear. Oh, I just realized I totally missed a blue part of Kentucky. I thought that was hair. I'm going to have to go back and paint that. Whoops. Now this color is a little bit more opaque. So I may have a little bit more trouble getting good coverage with it, but if I have to do 2 coats, it will be okay. And I'm not too worried about getting it on top of the hair because obviously the mane is going to be a darker brown. Everybody's wondering the horse's name now. You ordered 2 of the caps from the guys' recommendations. Oh, good, Susan. I bet they will love them. My husband wears his all the time because he loves that it fits with his sunglasses on. And he also has one of them that has the spot where you can put the patches on the front so he can kind of change out the patches. He's all about patches. Get down here next to my flowers. Let's see, that's hair. I was trying to figure out what that line was. I think the rest of all that is mane, so I'm just going to put a quick second coat on here and then we'll dry it and see if it needs more. It's kind of better if you just dry it in between coats. Oh goodness, I'm all tangled up with the cord here. Oh, thank you, Bonnie. This shirt is from Cotton Chaos. It was from their Cotton Pick and T-shirt club this month. It's like a little car stacked with presents and a Christmas tree. Kentucky, are you from Kentucky? Kentucky's my home state. Everybody's saying they missed the horse's name. Oh, Annette said I had 2, Lily or Sweet Rose. So y'all can pick Lily or Sweet Rose. Or it could be Lily Sweet Rose. It could be all of that. She could be a 3-name horse. She's so fancy. All right, let's do a second coat on the horse's face. And then we can start painting hair. Sweet Rose is the one you saw. I like that name. I think that's a sweet name. I like it. You have pretty hands, Tamara. Oh, I think I have funny looking hands because they look like my dad's to me. But I did go get my nails done, and check out how fancy, y'all. Fancy, fancy this time. We went over the top fancy. So they're like hot pink with silver tips. And then they've got like these little snowflakes on them. And then this itty bitty little snowman. Some other girl at the salon was getting hers done like that, but with red and silver. And I'm like, oh, that's what I want. And so they did it. And I said, but I want pink instead of silver, or instead of red. So fun. I love getting fun nail art. Thank you, Kimberly. You like the snowman? I broke 3 nails the other day putting my Christmas decorations. What in the world? There was a leaf floating in my paint water. I don't even know how that got there. Oh, I know what it was. My anniversary was the other day. Or mine and my husband's anniversary was the other day. And he surprised me by leaving a bouquet of flowers in my craft room. So I bet one of the leaves fell off and fell into my water cup. And I just went in there and filled it up with water without even looking to see what was in it. That just blew me away. I'm like, what in the world? How did that get there? Okay, the next color we're going to use is called Dark Chocolate. It's a darker brown. This is going to be the color of the horse's mane. Of course, you could paint your horse any color you want. You could have more of like a buckskin horse or a whatever. I don't know all the kinds of horses. I don't know a whole lot about horses, but I love horses. I'm going to paint that, and I might even, after I get a base coat of the brown on there, I might even go in with another color and kind of shade a little bit so that there's a couple of different colors kind of weaving through there. But I got to get my base coat down first. Yeah, I haven't forgot the blue spot yet, Kylie. I'm going to get to it. I was trying to get a base coat on my horse first. But yeah, that little spot up there at the top is going to have to be blue. It's not, it looks like it's part of the horse's hair flipping up, but it's actually the state. And I think I'm going to have to dry this before I can continue to paint the brown over the other area because the other brown is still wet. Sweet Lily Rose is good. You like that? Oh, thank you. Somebody on TikTok said, you're so talented. Painting is something anybody can learn to do. If you would like to learn how to paint, definitely follow my page. I give all kinds of painting tips on here. I go live every Tuesday and paint. I have a membership where we teach door hanger painting every month called the Painters Clubhouse. We do 2 new designs every month. Sometimes we go back and revisit an old design and we paint it a new way. I'm getting ready to do that next week with our Painters Clubhouse group. We also teach techniques like hand lettering and bow making and other stuff. It's a lot of fun. Carrie said, do you do this in other states? We have 4 other states like this so far in our shop. We're going to be releasing some more in the future. Right now we have Kentucky, Texas, Georgia, Louisiana, and North Carolina. It's going to take us a while to work through all 50 states, but eventually we hope to have all 50. Okay, do a second coat on this hair, and then I may take a little bit of that buttermilk color that I've got laid out and do like some streaks through her hair, kind of like shading. This buttermilk's like an off-white. So I'm going to see what it looks like if I get just a teeny bit of that and kind of streak it through the hair. So while I've still got this brown on my brush, I'm just going to pick up a little bit on the corner, and I'm just going to kind of add that along the top of her hair like a highlight. Just keep swooping it through. See if I can swoop it through the ends of these shorter pieces without messing everything up. Yeah, there we go. I like that. Let's do it on this side too. Let's see, we'll go down through here. If you get too much, just dip in some more brown, the original color, and go right back over what you just did. And keep kind of adding the color till it gets to about the shade you want. Like I felt like that's too much, so now I'm adding more of the dark chocolate brown back on there. Can you tell I'm concentrating? I get quiet when I concentrate. It's like my mouth can't work at the same time when I'm having to think too hard about something. Okay. Add a little bit more brown right up here. Let me show you what that looks like. Look how pretty. So that's just the dark chocolate and the buttermilk kind of stroked together. Looks a little bold right through here. Let me soften that up a little. There we go. Lovely. Now our hair looks kind of 3D. You missed the sale. Oh no, Nanette. We won't be having another sale like that until Black Friday next year. I don't know where Paintsville, Kentucky is. Is it? I'm on like the western side of Kentucky. So if it's like really far east Kentucky, I don't know much over there. I only know like up until Lexington and Louisville. Past that line of Kentucky, I don't know much. Yes, I'm going to do Pinkish Red Roses next. Okay, so let me fix this little blue spot up at the top of Kentucky that I missed. So we can patch that. It was right up here. I kind of thought it was hair and it's not. Just, we may have put a polka dot on it, but I may freehand that since I've already dropped my polka dot sponge pouncer in the water cup. The sponge pouncer, if you try to rinse it out, needs to be really dry when you go to use it again. Otherwise, the water will water down your paint, and then you'll have the bubble problem. So, don't do that. Okay. Just use the end of this little pointed round tip brush, and we'll just draw on our own polka dot. Let's do another happy mail, shall we? Tell me if you have put up your Christmas tree yet or not. Is your tree up yet? Mine went up on Sunday afternoon. I roped my husband into helping me. And it's the good thing he did, because if he didn't help me, I don't know that it would have gotten done at all on Sunday, because I would have probably caved and decided to take a nap instead. And then we wouldn't have this beautiful, like, Christmassy feeling in our house right now. I see another little spot that I need a little blue right through there. Melissa said, yes, working on finishing details. I haven't done any outdoor decorations. Wow, a 9-foot tree, Heather, that's a lot. Ours is 7 foot, I think, but we have shorter ceilings. Tree's up. You'll be decorating it today. Yay. Ours, I feel like, is over-decorated. It's got a lot on it. A lot. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and start painting our roses. And I'm going to see how these two colors work together. Deep burgundy and carousel pink, because I want to kind of create roses that are shaded with two, like a brighter and a darker color. So we're going to try this. Deep burgundy, it's a darker red color, and carousel pink. Samantha has hers up. Nora said no, but I will this week. I have never understood, no judgment, but I have never understood how people can wait until like the day before Christmas or the week of Christmas to put theirs up, because I'm like, you didn't get to enjoy it. But then I guess they leave it up long after Christmas, but to me the tree just looks depressing after all the presents are gone. It just looks kind of lonely. So I like to put mine up like a month ahead and then have it up for a full month, but then like the day after Christmas I'm ready to take it down and get my house back to normal. It's up, but it's not finished decorating yet. It's a job, isn't it? It takes a while. It was a lot of getting on the ladder. I imagine so. Your tree's already got all of its presents under it too. So in the past, I've usually put off the present wrapping, and it's taken a while. But this year, I was on top of it. I was looking to see if Aaliyah had picked a winner yet. She's watching, y'all. She's watching the comments. If you haven't had a chance yet, go ahead and comment. Tell us if your tree is up. I'm going to work one rose at a time here, painting each one. I'm going to give this one a base coat of this carousel pink. It's a really bright pink. And then we're going to start working on it from there, adding in the burgundy to kind of create a rosy shaded look. You're not sure you're even putting one up. Oh no, Lori, you need one. It brings so much cheer into the house. I know it's a lot of work though. Yes, your tree is up. You've been wrapping for a week straight and still not done. I've been doing mine a little at a time. I like watch an episode of Netflix and wrap some. All right, I'm dipped in my burgundy color. Aw, thank you, Billie Jean. Oh, our winner is Tammy Prather. Tammy, if you'll email us at info@southernadornmentsdecor.com, give us your mailing address. We'll send you some happy mail. Okay, I'm going to shade in some of this deep burgundy. While the pink is still wet, I'm kind of just taking it and just kind of wiggling it through the flower to create the petals. And there are lines etched on here for the different petals. So if you kind of need a guide for what to do, just use those little lines. But of course you don't have to. You could paint right over them and nobody would ever know. But I'm kind of also just getting it on the corner of my brush. And then I'm taking that corner and using it to go around the outside. Annette loves these two colors together. I wasn't sure if they would work well together, but you know what? It is working. Like, I'm liking it. I'll show you guys up close in just a second. So I'm kind of re-dipping my brush for every petal to pick up a little bit more burgundy. Let me re-dip in the carousel pink and then just kind of dab some off because I feel like I need a little bit more of that. Here's what I've got so far. Look how pretty this is. Lovely. So it's kind of pink with like a dab of the burgundy in there. Okay, so that's the rose that's in the front, the one in the middle. Michelle says this might be an easy one to make a template for each state. Yes, we're going to be making more states. And then the roses on the outside, I want those to be a little darker. So I'm thinking about switching it. Let's try painting the base coat of those, the burgundy, and then accenting with the pink and see how that turns out. So I'm just going to base coat those with this deep burgundy. And this gray that we used as our primer is really making it easy to do these flowers quickly because it's painting over, like the red is covering the gray really nicely. Whereas if we had not done that, we would be having to do 2 coats of red or maybe even 3 coats to cover the wood grain color. Okay, so we've base coated with the burgundy. Let's go back and pick up, I'm not rinsing my brush out either, like it's still covered in pink and burgundy. We're picking up some of that carousel pink and I'm going to use that in the same way to kind of add the petals. Only I may have to dry it just a little bit because it's almost too wet. I don't want it completely dry. I just want it a little tacky so that the toll-free call. I don't want, there we go. Crazy toll-free numbers calling me all the time. You would love to see Wyoming with a cowboy with a... Watch it do it again. Okay. That phone call keeps calling. My paint's really going to be dry, and then I won't be able to get the colors to blend. You just want it like a little tacky, like the paint to be slightly tacky so that they kind of blend together when you're doing your petals. Pick up a little bit. It's harder to get the carousel pink to cover the burgundy, so I'm having to use more of it to do each petal. And let me dab it off on a paper towel. Instead of rinsing my brush, I'm just dabbing off some of that carousel pink so I can go back and pick up the burgundy. Because if I rinsed the brush, then I would have like more water in my brush, and I kind of want to keep a little bit of that carousel pink on my brush. Now I'm using the burgundy to kind of go back and blend out that bright pink so that it kind of shades a little better. Okay, there's the burgundy one. You like them? Arizona with a cactus. Yeah, maybe we should just start like a whole list of these so you guys can tell us like what is your state known for, because obviously Kentucky was easy for me to figure out because I'm from Kentucky, but some of these other states, like what is Iowa known for? I don't know. Idaho's known for potatoes, but I don't necessarily know that I want to put potatoes on a door hanger. So is there something else some of these states are known for? All right, base coat with the burgundy on this other flower. Then we'll do some shading on it also. There's also some little bitty berry sort of things right here we can go ahead and paint in. I kind of forgot about those. I don't necessarily know that they're berries, but they're like little buds, I guess you could say. They're on this side too. There we go. Okay, get this good and covered with the burgundy. I'll dry it just a little. Tennessee, cotton balls, and music. I did Tennessee already. I did it with a mountain scene with trees and then music notes and a guitar. Wisconsin is cows. Georgia's peaches. We did Georgia, and it does have a peach on it. Wisconsin is beer and cheese. I always think of, we have a Culver's restaurant, and they're known for their Wisconsin cheese curds. So that's what always makes me, Wisconsin definitely makes me think of cheese. Yellow rose or Texas flag, Lone Star State. Do you have any tips or stretches to keep from straining your back and neck when you paint a lot? Emily, that is a problem I have as well. I've been seeing the chiropractor for quite a while for it because I have poor posture. So I constantly have to pull my shoulders back. Let me go ahead and paint this rose and then I'll show you, because I'm afraid the paint's going to dry and then I'm not going to be able to get the shading on here. But I will show you a couple of stretches that they showed me that really have helped if I continually do them 2 or 3 times a day. But that's the problem, is sometimes I forget to do them 2 or 3 times a day, and then the problem escalates, and I have more back pain and posture problems. But yeah, hunching over I need to like sit more directly upright like this, but I always end up like this. I need to sit with my back more straight and my shoulders pulled back. Not to mention somehow that I sleep. Somehow I sleep, I mess up my back too. I think because I'm a side sleeper, I end up like curling almost into like a fetal position, and it's messing my back up. All right, wiping that carousel pink off. I'm going to go back and get more burgundy now and kind of shade that in a little better. It's almost easier to shade the burgundy into the pink than it is to shade pink into burgundy. Like these other 2 roses have been a little bit more difficult to get them to look exactly the way I want them to look. But it's just because you're trying to put a lighter color on a darker color. It's always easier to put the darker color on top. Get better coverage. Okay, I'm happy with that though. Let me show you. Ta-da. There's our flowers. We'll add some greenery in next. Okay, so let's everybody stretch for a second. Ready? Take your hand, put it above your head. Oh, I felt a pop. Like pull your head over and it stretches out these muscles right through here. And you're supposed to hold it for 30 seconds. But while we're on Facebook Live, I'm not going to do 30 seconds. Then do the same thing on the opposite side. Pull and it's going to stretch these muscles out. Feels so good. And then after you've done that, 30 seconds each side, take from the front and tuck your chin down, looking toward this elbow. And it's going to pull those muscles in the back of your shoulders and neck. Don't do it if it's painful. Just do it till you feel a good stretch, but with no pain. Then switch to the other side. And it helps if you take this opposite arm and kind of tuck it behind your back. It helps everything kind of stretch better. And once you've done that, what was the other one? You can do shoulder rolls, which I always feel weird about. So I try to think about like I'm clenching my shoulder blades together when I'm rolling up and back. And then the other one was to look up. So you think about lengthening this and stretching all this out. So I'm looking up as far as I can with my chin to this side, and then we'll do the same to the other side. And it stretches everything out. Feels great. Something else you can do is you can back up to a wall. I'll demonstrate real quick. Back up to a wall, put your back to the wall. I know y'all can't see my head, but that doesn't matter. And put your arms out to the side and let your hands glide all the way up and back down with your shoulders and your butt touching the wall. And if you go up and down with your arms and with your hands kind of gliding along the wall, it stretches everything out back here. It feels so good. Do you sell these? I sell them as the wooden cutouts, not painted. So if you want to learn to paint, you can purchase the wooden cutouts from us at shopdoorhangers.com. I have it linked in my TikTok bio. If you're watching on Facebook, you can just click the direct link right there in the video description. Spinal fusion. Oh, that sounds painful. Okay, so now we're going to take 2 colors of green. Sour apple. Look how bright this is. And forest green. If I can get the plastic off of this one. And I'm going to kind of pick up both colors at the same time to do these leaves. Let's see. And I think I'm going to use an angle tip brush. I don't do that very often, but I'm going to pick up this little angle brush, dampen it. And then see, I've got my 2 greens side by side in the same egg carton hole right here. Let's see, I'm going to put the darker color on the inside of the heel. So the lighter color is on the tip. We're going to try that. I can't remember which way you're supposed to do it. And we're going to kind of, let's see. I may have done it the wrong direction. We will find out in just a minute. I never can remember which way you're supposed to do it. I'm trying to shade these leaves so that the center is darker than the edges. And I don't do this often enough to remember the proper way to do it. So that looks pretty good. Don't look too bad. I feel like it needs a little bit more of that lighter green or something to blend it out. Okay, let's try it the other way. Let me see if I like it better the other way with the darker color on the tip. For those of you watching, if you know, tell me which way. It's looking so pretty. Thank you, Megan. Hobby Lobby has a cutout of, yes, I've seen that, of the entire United States. That would be a great one to paint for 4th of July. I'm taking that angle tip brush and kind of putting that long tip out toward the edge of the leaf. I think I like that look better, actually. And then letting the center be the lighter color, which I can paint over that other one. I kind of like that color, that look better. So I'm gonna go back over the other one that I painted. So I put the darker color on the outside, the long point of the brush, the toe of the brush, if you will, and then put the lighter color on the inside. And then just kind of blend it through the middle a little. It's a little tricky. Just keep practicing. You could actually practice this really easily on cardboard or something. Just practice making leaves and see if you like how they turn out. Just make sure to flip your brush over when you get ready to do the other side of the leaf so that you keep the toe of the brush toward the outside. Lovely. I like it. I like it. I like it. I'll show you guys up close in a second what this is looking like. I've got a sick child at home today, so my assistants didn't come and join me today. You guys usually hear a camera clicking in the background. They're usually taking pictures as I'm painting. But it's awfully quiet in here today. Poor Charlie, she has an ear infection and some kind of virus. We don't know what yet. They tested her, but they didn't know. They think it's just something viral, I think. Okay. Lovely. Look at the leaves. I like them. They kind of look dimensional like the hair does. You want to see how I painted the horse calf? I kind of want to add a little bit of shading on the tip of the horse's nose to kind of add like a darker, like, I don't know. We've shaded everything else, so I'm like, why not? So I'm going to re-add a little bit. It needs another coat anyways because I can see that polka dot through the paint. So I'm just going to add another layer of brown right through here and then shade in some of the darker brown. So I'm putting it on the toe of my angle tip brush, and I'm just going to drag it along the edge of the horse's nose, snout, whatever you call it, and also under the jawline. Oh, hang on, I got water on my brush that was making a mess. Let me dry it a little bit. Thank you, Wanderlust Paint Tribe. The dark goes on the outside. Thank you. I was trying to remember. It took me practicing it a couple times to remember. The horse needs an eyelash. I was afraid it would look a little too feminine that way, but and I don't know. One of you guys try it and let me know what you think. All right, I'm kind of extending that darker brown also up past the line to kind of make his jawline go up. I may put a little bit on the edge of this ear too. And then down through here, we'll add a little bit. Okay, what do you think? You like that better? We add a little bit of shading to our horse. I also need to do the inside of the horse's ear with the darker brown. So I'm going to go back and get that dark chocolate and just paint in this little teardrop shape. It's very small and subtle. Okay, let me look at my picture, see what we're missing. I think we just need some fine details with like our Posca pins and stuff. And then my little flower buds need a second coat because I slapped those on so quick earlier that I didn't really give them as much paint as they needed. So I'm going to put another quick coat on those. And then we'll start doing our details with our paint pens. Or would you guys like to see me do it with a paintbrush? Paint pen or paintbrush? Comment and let me know what you want to see me do. We'll do one more happy mail. Comment, do you want me to do the fine details with a brush or with a paint pen? You pick. I'm getting paint all over my hands now. I'm going to go ahead and pick up a little green though and do the stems to these little buds connecting down behind the flowers. I'm just touching up a couple spots while I wait for your reply. Pen, pen, brush, pen, pen. Lots of you guys are saying pens. So far, it looks like the pen is winning. All right, we'll do pen. You've convinced me. Let's try this smaller one first and see if we like it. It's always better to start with a smaller paint pen and work your way up if you're not sure what size you should use. So I'm gonna start with this one. It's a 3mm Posca paint pen. You guys love your Posca pens. I do too, Amy. Cynthia said you're so professional. I will leave that to you. Or you are the professional. I was gonna say, I don't know that I am that professional. I'm very off the cuff. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, so we're gonna do the outline in this 3M and see if we like it. Because we can always, ooh, I kind of like that. We can always make, draw over it again with a thicker one if we want it thicker. This is just a fun little, do a little line. It kind of accents the shape a little better. I like to stop and do little polka dots or zigzags or something so that it's not a perfect line, but kind of a broken line. Do a little bit along the top here. So we've outlined the state. See that? Now we're going to go in and we can add, let's do the white first on the inside of the horseshoe. Why can't I think of the word horseshoe? Every time I go to talk about it, I have to have like a 30-second pause for my brain to find that word. And I am going to step it up to the 5mm for the white. I feel like it just looks better with the 5mm. So I'm just going to quickly, let me get the paint flowing a little better. Add a little white highlight around the edge of the paint of the horseshoe. I almost lost the word again. Isn't that funny how our brains do that? So it just adds a little accent there. And now we can take the other paint pen and do the black line. And yes, some of these little black lines will overlap our white, and that's perfectly okay. Whoops, that was crooked. Hold on. Let's see if I can erase it. My hand bumped something and made a crooked line. If you get to it fast enough, sometimes you can erase it with a baby wipe. Just gently, gently. I got most of it up. So, put my white line back down. And that kind of covered up the boo-boo. You have brain farts all the time, Heather. Me too. How long do the pens last? Guys, I've had these pens, I bet, a year and a half, 2 years. Now, I only use them like once or twice a week. So if you're painting all day, every day, and like pumping out the orders, yours may not last that long. But I've had mine a long time. They are well worth the money. Okay, that line's a little wiggly, but it's okay. All right, now we're just going to kind of accent the shapes of the hair. This kind of just adds a little bit of whimsy and detail. Might be a little intimidating to do it first, so don't let it scare you. It doesn't have to be perfect to be charming. And then add some on our flowers. Now on the flowers, I can just go over the lines that are etched on here, and it kind of shows you where the petals should go. So that's kind of nice. I don't have to really think about it. I can just trace over those etched lines, and it's going to look like a rose. So no matter how you ended up painting your flower, if you really messed up the shading and stuff, once you add these paint pen lines, nobody's really going to know. If you're on TikTok, how would they know? It's a TikTok thing. You have to know what I'm talking about. But anyway, nobody would really notice, because once you add these little paint pen lines, it's like, looks like a rose no matter what. Oh, I don't know why I put that up. I haven't done the leaves. So I'm going to go around the outer edge of these leaves and then add a line up the center. You feel so inspired when the live ends up. I go straight to paint. Yay! That's what I want. I want you guys to feel like itching to start painting after you watch me. That is my goal. I'm going to do a little bit around these little buds too. They look kind of lonely after we've outlined everything else. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Look how pretty she is, y'all. She's so lovely. You could even, depending on where you're located, I'm located right here in Kentucky. I could put a little heart or a star right here. If you're over here, that'd be a little harder. But, you know, you could even put like the Bennetts or whatever your family name is right here. Or, I don't know, whatever words you want. There's a little bit of room for words, so. All right, our last Happy Mail winner, sorry, I totally forgot about it, was, hold on, I see her commenting on her, who was it? I missed the name. Let me scroll up. I totally forgot we did another Happy Mail. I got so excited about finishing this. I missed it. She may have to tell me the name again. Nicely done as always, Tamara. Thank you, Lori. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Letitia. If you guys want to paint one of your own, go grab the template or the wood blank from the shop. It's the Kentucky State one. If you are from Tennessee, North Carolina, Georgia, or Louisiana, we have those states as well with a little accent on them so that it kind of represents what the state's all about. And we plan to do more states soon, so keep an eye out for those. All right, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. I will see you again live on Friday for Friday Fab 5. If you want to be notified when I go live, just text me. Achoo! Excuse me. The winner was Nanette. Nanette, send us an email. The horse's name was Sweet Rose, Chantilla. I like your name, Chantilla. That's a pretty name. But text me at 270-207-9091, and I will let you know when I go live. See you guys next time. Bye, y'all.